Welcome back to Everyday Gist TV, the home of drama deep dives, shocking moments, and the stories everyone is whispering about but desperately pretending they don't care about. Today, we are unpacking the digital earthquake that shook timelines, group chats, and sleep schedules everywhere. If you thought celebrity breakups were dramatic, wait until you hear how just one tiny button turned the entire internet upside down. Let's get into it. There are extremely ordinary moments on the internet. You scroll, you double tap, you watch a reel or two, you close the app and pretend your life is under control. And then there are the moments that jolt you awake so violently you sit up in bed like you heard your name called by a spirit. That was the exact experience thousands of fans had at 2 a.m. when they noticed something so unbelievable, so chaotic, so outrageously disrespectful to their peace of mind that they almost thought their phones had malfunctioned. Sonia and Maurice had unfollowed each other. Not one-sided petty shade. Not a temporary glitch. Not a harmless tap. This was a mutual unfollow. A digital divorce. A social media severing that sent shockwaves through timelines like a celebrity meteor strike. Because in today's internet culture, unfollowing someone isn't just an action. It's a full announcement. The equivalent of walking into a stadium with a megaphone and shouting, "I am done with this person." And the internet. Oh, the internet absolutely lost control. Fans gasped dramatically. Phones fell from hands. Screens were refreshed as if pressing the button harder would change the outcome. People stared at the glaring blue follow button like it was a death certificate for a relationship they had personally invested in. Within minutes, literally minutes, the notification army assembled with the discipline of an elite task force. Screenshots appeared everywhere. Receipts were saved like valuable artifacts. Timelines were documented with military precision. Group chats erupted, alarms went off, and sleep was abandoned as people prepared for a long night of digital investigation. It didn't matter if some hadn't used Instagram in weeks. Suddenly they were back, refreshed, alert, and ready to zoom into pixelated screenshots like forensic specialists examining evidence in a high-profile case. Sonia's follow count had dropped by 1. Maurice's had done the same. Searching their usernames on each other's pages produced the same cold response, the bright blue follow button staring back, mocking fans with its finality. Some fans even rushed to create before and after profile images as if documenting a major historical shift. In their minds, future generations would thank them for archiving this crucial moment in celebrity history. Meanwhile, others claimed they had predicted this months ago, because apparently half of the internet believes they possess prophetic abilities. Theories spread like wildfire, each one more imaginative than the last. Jealousy, professional tension, accidental shade, a birthday party nobody was invited to, a misinterpreted interview comment, every possibility was thrown onto the timeline like confetti. And of course, a few whispered the most scandalous theory of all, a publicity stunt, carefully orchestrated to stir chaos. Because in the age of constant drama, even real conflict can be dismissed as a PR strategy. But if the conspiracy theorists were intense, the social media detectives were on another level entirely. These internet investigators went deep. Very deep. They scrolled through months, sometimes years, of posts looking for anything they had overlooked before. They zoomed into old photos, reread captions, decoded emojis, and dissected comments that most likely meant absolutely nothing at the time they were written. One detective proudly pointed out that Maurice hadn't liked Sonia's last 5 posts. In Instagram friendship language, this is practically a felony. Another spotlighted a motivational quote Sonia posted about toxic energy weeks earlier and immediately declared it a direct attack on Maurice. Never mind that the post was generic and had been shared by millions of people. For drama seekers, everything is evidence. Spreadsheets were created. Charts were drawn. Some fans documented the timeline of their interactions like they were historians chronicling the fall of a dynasty. It was impressive and concerning in equal measure. Then came the rationalists. These cautious voices of sanity dared to suggest that maybe, just maybe, nothing dramatic had happened at all. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps they were cleaning up their feeds. Perhaps it was simply a personal decision unrelated to conflict. These explanations were dismissed immediately. Because the internet does not want peace. The internet wants drama. It wants a storyline, a villain, a victim, a betrayal. The meme creators, however, were the true winners of this chaos. They were ready. They were excited. And they got to work with the excitement of people who had been waiting for a moment exactly like this. TikTok was flooded with reenactment of exaggerated unfollow scenarios complete with dramatic acting and sound effects. Instagram Reels showed nostalgic clips of Sonia and Maurice laughing together in the past juxtaposed with screenshots of their current social media war. Entire fictional conversations were created. Imaginary scenes, dramatic scripts, heated arguments, people turned this Unfollow into a full-blown soap opera. Some made fun of modern friendships, while others turned it into relationship drama with breakup soundtracks and emotional voiceovers. The shippers, those dedicated fans who were convinced Sonia and Maurice were meant to be best friends forever, or something more, were devastated beyond words. Their theories, fan art, fantasies, and emotional investments crumbled with a single tap of a button. Hashtags filled with sorrow. Paragraphs of mourning appeared everywhere. Some refused to accept reality, insisting it had to be a mistake or a hack. Others blamed the universe. Some blamed themselves, which was concerning but also very on brand for extremely online fandom culture. And as with all major online events, the news outlets swooped in. Headlines screamed for answers. Entertainment blogs published think pieces exploring the deeper implication of this Unfollow on modern celebrity culture. Writers who probably had real news to cover found themselves analyzing digital behavior like sociologists. And this was only the beginning. Timelines turned into full investigative documentaries. Fans built chronologies from their first follow to their last interaction. Suddenly that time Maurice didn't comment on Sonia's birthday picture became a red flag. Old interviews were rewatched and overanalyzed. Someone claimed Maurice looked slightly to the left when mentioning Sonia months ago, which according to their personal interpretation of body language, meant he was lying. It was detective work with zero scientific basis but maximum passion. Speculation about alliances surfaced next. People began analyzing their recent photos with other celebrities, wondering if new friendships had replaced old ones. They crafted theories involving project envy, industry politics, whispered gossip, or secret disagreements. Some fans created elaborate flowcharts tracing possible causes and consequences of this digital fallout. And then came the Instagram stories. Sonia posted a serene sunset image hours after the Unfollow was discovered. A simple, peaceful photo. But according to fans, no. It had meaning. The color palette was analyzed. The filter was discussed. The timing was dissected. And when Maurice posted a gym selfie later, people compared the two posts like scenes in a movie, searching for parallels. All this over two posts that were probably made without any awareness of the chaos happening online. And that's the funniest part. The most likely scenario is this: Sonia and Maurice had no idea any of this was happening. They might have been going through their day, attending meetings, eating meals, watching shows, unaware that thousands of strangers had turned their Instagram activity into a world-class investigation. Maybe the Unfollow was accidental. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it meant something deep. Maybe it meant absolutely nothing. The truth is, unless they choose to explain, and they don't owe anyone an explanation, the world will never know. But that uncertainty is exactly what fuels internet culture. Because people have convinced themselves that they deserve access to every detail of a celebrity's life simply because they follow them online. We forget they are humans, real humans, allowed to make small decisions without triggering worldwide speculation. And yet here we are, still talking, still wondering, still entertained by the madness of it all. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the wild saga of Sonia and Maurice's digital disconnect, take a moment to recognize just how over-the-top internet culture has become. If this story made you laugh, nod in recognition, Or remember a time you also overanalyzed a follow or unfollow, then you're officially part of the extremely online community. This is Everyday Gist TV, and trust me, there's always more gist where this came from. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the wild world of celebrity culture. And before you leave, drop a comment telling us the most dramatic unfollow situation you've ever witnessed. Because let's be truthful, we've all been there. And sometimes, the drama is the only thing that makes social media worth scrolling. Until next time, remember this simple truth: sometimes an unfollow is just an unfollow. But where is the fun in believing that?